Hola mi gente, bienvenidos a Spring Spanish. Me llamo Paulísima, my name is Paulísima, and I'm one of the Spanish teachers at Spring Spanish. En este video vas a aprender, in this video you will learn what you need to know about direct object pronouns en español, of course. And if you're not sure what they are or how to use them, no te preocupes amigo, don't worry my friend, you have come to the right place because in this video you will learn everything you need to know about them. Empecemos. Before we get into la carnita of this subject, before we get into the meat of the subject, I want to give you a little bit of a warning. Though grammar is important, at Spring Spanish we're not aiming that you learn all of the rules and that you memorize everything that has to do with grammar. If you ask an average Spanish speaker what direct object pronouns are, they'll probably be like, ¿los qué? ¿De qué? ¿De what? Because we just speak the language naturally. We don't really know how these words are named. So don't worry about it. If you don't get it at the beginning, it's okay. And actually, it is not our intention at Spring Spanish that you will memorize all of these grammar rules or, grammar items. Now, your life is going to be mucho más sencilla, much more simple, if you keep in mind two things. That direct object pronouns exist in a sentence to refer to a certain entity or to replace a name or an object. And number two, direct object pronouns are not a Spanish only thing. Actually, you use them in English all the time. You see, I just did. I said direct object pronouns are not a Spanish thing. You use them in English all the time. Them is a direct object pronoun. Now, another important thing that you really need to know in order to use direct object pronouns is to identify the part of the sentence that will be replaced by them, all right? So how do you find that bit of the sentence that will be replaced? Well, you have to ask the question, whom or what plus the verb. All right, let's observe this sentence. El huracán destruyó la casa. The hurricane destroyed the house. What did the hurricane destroy? The house. So that will be the part of the sentence that will be replaced. El huracán la destruyó. Bear with me. Los maestros felicitaron a sus estudiantes. The teachers congratulated their students. Whom the teachers congratulate? The students. So that's the part of the sentence that will be replaced. Los maestros los felicitaron. We will continue by taking a look of this chart. And now let's use all of the direct object pronouns with this phrase. El guardia me saludó. The guard greeted me. So for the subject I, we use me, which is very convenient because it's the same word that you use in English. The guard greeted me. It's just the same word but different pronunciation. It's an easy one to remember. But what if the guard didn't greet me but greeted you? Then it becomes el guardia te saludó. How to remember which direct object pronouns belongs to the person tú, you? Well, they look alike. It's like te, tú, I don't know, it's easy for me. But what if the guard greeted us? Then, el guardia nos saludó. And then, nos is like short for nosotros, which means we, and that's an easy way to remember. Well, I think. Now, it gets a little bit more tricky with the third person. Him and her. That's why in the rest of the video we're going to focus on that. So we're going to focus on lo, los, la, and las. In Spanish, It's very important that the direct object pronouns agrees in number and in gender with the subject that will be replaced. Using the same sentence with the guard that he greets everybody. So what if the guard greeted him? El guardia lo saludó. If he greeted her, el guardia la saludó. But what if this guard is like super friendly and greets just everybody that he sees? Let's say that he greets a group that is made of men and women. Remember that in Spanish, if you have a group that is mixed, it's still considered masculine. So we will say, el guardia los saludó. Only if the group was made of just women, then in that case we will use el guardia las saludó. The guard greeted them, but them, just women. Now, let's take a look at this question. ¿Recibieron el paquete? Sí, lo recibieron. Did they receive the package? Yes, they received it. Now let's do a feminine one. ¿Recogiste la medicina? No, no la recogí. Did you pick up the medicine? No, I didn't pick it up. Now let's do some plural. ¿Donald recogió sus papeles? Sí, los recogió. Did Donald pick up his papers? Yes, he picked them up. Now let's do a plural and a feminine one. ¿Escuchaste las alarmas? No, no las escuché. Did you hear the alarms? No, I didn't hear them. Now, did you notice that we place the direct object pronoun, like in this case, lo, la, los, las, before the verb? That's different than the way people do it in English, but there are some exceptions. So as a general rule, you can say that the direct object pronouns goes before the verb, but that's only when the verb is conjugated. And you're like, yeah, how do I know when the verb is conjugated? Well, a verb is conjugated when it doesn't end in ar, or ir. However, like in all rules, there are exceptions. And we have 3 exceptions for the placement of the direct object pronoun. The first exception is when you have a verb in infinitive. And the verb in infinitive is when we end in ar, or ir, all right? And let's use this phrase. Quiero escuchar la canción. I want to listen to the song. What do I want to listen? The song. So we're going to eliminate la canción and we're going to replace it for the appropriate pronoun, which in this case is singular and feminine, la. Quiero escucharla. All right, did you see what happened there? We have 2 verbs and we have the verb quiero, which is conjugated because it doesn't end in ar, or ir, and then we have the verb escuchar, to listen. So you have 2 options here. I use the one that I prefer. Quiero escucharla. But you can also place the direct object pronoun before the conjugated verb. So you could say, la quiero escuchar. I like to use the other version, quiero escucharla, because at least for my English speakers students, this resembles a little bit more like the construction you would use in English. I want to listen to it. Quiero escuchar la. In that case, la is it. All right? Second exception, when we are talking about things that we are doing as we speak, like ing ending verbs. So we're still going to use the same example. Let's say I don't want to listen to the song, but I am listening to it right now. Estoy escuchándola. Or you could say, la estoy escuchando. Again, I prefer estoy escuchando la because it's more like English a little bit, well, in my imagination a little. And our final exception is when we give orders, when we use the imperative form. So let's say I want to tell you that you should listen to this song. Okay, I will say, escúchala. You know, I'm always inviting you to watch my videos and the videos of other Spanish teachers here at the Spring Spanish YouTube channel. So I'll say, ve el video. What do I want you to watch? El video. It's masculine and it's singular, so we would use lo. So it is velo, not lo ve. You see, if you do that, the general rule, and you put the pronoun lo before the verb, lo ve, that means he watches it. But I don't want to say that. I wanted to give an order. Then we say, velo. Oh my God, we covered a lot of ground here, and I hope you're not mareado, you're not dizzy. I am a little bit. Oh, it's always the case with these grammar subjects. And if it's not clear right now, no te preocupes, don't worry. I promise that one day, as you practice and you advance in your Spanish journey, all of this is going to click, and you're gonna have like this eureka moment that is gonna make you realize that it was not that hard after all. You can learn more about the method that we use at the Spring Spanish Academy to take advantage of these eureka moments in order to advance your Spanish if you click to access the Spanish training that we have for free for you, along with some sample Spanish lessons that come directly from the Spring Spanish Academy. Muy bien, now you know how to use lo, los, la, las, me, te, nos. And your Spanish game is going to improve like a few notches. Please keep watching our videos. We have more videos like this about Spanish for beginners. We also have a great series on Spanish vocabulary, Spanish for traveling, and well, we have so many more videos. Watch them all. Subscribe to our channel, share this video with your friends, and if you like it, well, you know what to do. This was Paulísima y fue un placer estar con ustedes. Hasta la próxima.
Remember to subscribe to the Spring Spanish YouTube channel, like this video, and share it with anyone interested in learning Spanish for good.